Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Relationship Management. Merry Christmas. Today's topic is going to be about why you don't like to listen, ladies. Why you don't like to listen, ladies. Have you ever heard your partner say, "You're not listening, Rebecca"? You know what I mean? "You're not listening, honey." You even have some babies. Ladies, you even work on your little baby nerve. You have a toddler saying, "Mommy, you're not listening, Mommy. You're not listening." You know? Even a baby can pick up that you're hard-headed. You know? A lot of ladies have this arrogance, very arrogant, and you're just contrary, you know. And man would get tired of that. You know what I mean? Of you just having this rebellious spirit, you know. It's just like you are used to being hard-headed because you've been that way since you was a child. You even been hard-headed with mommy and daddy. I always sass them out, you know. No! Saying stuff like that. Sassing mama out. Stop it! It's just ridiculous, you know. And you ladies should grow up to be the exact same way. You act the exact same way. You look the same way how you look when you was a little girl. Yeah, you used to be a little girl, sure enough. And you look the same way and you act the same way. You're just fucking bad. And it's just totally just ridiculous. It really is. So, gentlemen, I'm about to teach you a lesson. That's your teacher. You know, you need to know how to deal with a woman that doesn't listen. If you feel your partner isn't listening, it's worth telling them that. Don't assume they know what you're thinking. They may have no idea that you're feeling ignored. The key is to be honest and kind. That is, say what you mean, but do it without hurting your partner. What do you call a person who refuses to listen? Somebody might want to ask me that question. Words for someone who doesn't listen include stubborn, obstinate, inattentive, closed-minded, unresponsive, dismissive, or a know-it-all. You know, depending on why they aren't listening, refusing to hear vs simply not paying attention, often implying arrogance, willful arrogance, or willful ignorance, or poor focus. For willful refusal to listen, stubbornness, arrogance, obstinate, or pig-headed, or a bull-headed, or hard-headed, unwilling to change opinion despite reason, a know-it-all, acts like they know everything and dismisses others. They act like you can't tell them nothing, or they don't want you to tell them nothing, or can't nobody tell them nothing. Close minded, intransigent, refuses to consider others' ideas, dismissive, unresponsive, actively brushes off what's said, you know, heedless, paying no attention or not caring about advice. You know what I mean? Unresponsive, doesn't react as expected, you know? And the other related terms are self absorbed, or arrogant, focus only on themselves, disobedient if they specifically ignore instructions. You know what I'm talking about? And that's an evil spirit. When you got all these bad behaviors, that is an evil spirit. And you need some prayer. You need to pray and ask God to take that away from you, ladies. Or your man not gonna be happy with you. Look like every man you get, you sense that he's disappointed at you. That's because he is. And he will show you that he's not proud of you. And when you start hearing men threaten to leave, they're very serious because they don't like you. You make a man not like you. Because, ain't no man that's gonna put up with a woman that's acting childish or selfish, or you always have this disobedient attitude. What you need is obedience. The best word depends on the specific behavior you want to describe, from being rude and arrogant to just being easily distracted. Somebody else might want to ask me a question. Is not listening a form of disrespect? Yes. Not listening is widely considered disrespectful because it signals disinterest, invalidates the speaker's thoughts, damages trust. You make a man not trust you, ladies. And it can be hurtful, showing you don't value their input or presence. Active listening, conversely, demonstrates respect by focusing and valuing what's being said. It can stem from distraction, boredom, or a me first attitude. But regardless of the cause, it sends negative messages like, I don't care, leading to misunderstandings and eroded relationships, especially in work or family settings. Why it's disrespectful? Okay. Well, because it shows disinterest, you're zoning out or ignoring someone communicates, you are not engaged or that their words aren't important. It damages trust the way you act with us, ladies. And when people feel unheard, they become less likely to communicate openly, eroding the foundation of relationships. Invalidates feelings. It can make the speaker feel unimportant, invisible, or like their perspective doesn't matter. Causes miscommunication. You miss crucial details, leading to errors. confusion, and frustrations for everyone. Like I say, a lot of you ladies act childish like a kid. And kids, while kids might not listen due to focus issues or mood, consistently allowing it teaches them disrespect for rules and authority. Teaching them to listen builds fundamental bonds. It's very important to train your children to listen, or they're gonna grow up very arrogant and be very difficult to deal with. In adults, it can seem, you know, as in adults, it can be seen as rude, immature, or even a form of emotional abuse. The silent treatment showing a lack of care. The opposite is active listening. You understand? Active listening involves setting aside distractions, focusing, summarizing, and asking clarifying questions, showing you value the speaker and their message, showing that you value the speaker and their message. You know what I'm talking about? And short listening is a fundamental sign of respect. So failing to listen is generally perceived as a significant sign of disrespect. Somebody might want to ask me, what are the behavior of a toxic wife, or what is the behavior of a toxic wife? Toxic wife traits often involves controlling behavior, extreme criticism, belittling, using manipulation like guilt or gaslighting, creating isolation, lacking accountability, constant drama, and undermining your self-worth, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells or aren't good enough, according to relationship experts. Communication and emotional behavior, constant criticism and contempt, find faults, put you down, use sarcasm or eye rolling to demean you, gaslighting, makes you doubt your own reality, memory, or insanity. Emotional manipulation uses guilt silent treatment or playing the victim to get her way. Lack of empathy, dismissive of your feelings or struggles, unsupportive, walking on eggshells, unpredictable mood swings or reactions that keep you anxious. Control and boundaries, controlling behavior dictates your friends' activities, finances, or appearances. Isolation tactics tries to cut you off from your family and friends to increase dependency. Boundary violations disregard your personal space, time, or limit. Possessiveness and jealousy, excessive suspicion or controlling interactions with others. Accountability and trust, blame shifting, never takes responsibility, always blames you for problems. Dishonesty, frequent lying, cheating, or sacredness. No trust, constantly checking your phone, text, or social media. Impact on you, erode self-worth, make you feel inadequate, less intelligent, or unworthy, creates drama, fosters unnecessary conflict and chaos, sabotages you, undermines your confidence or success. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and Merry Christmas.